What up, America? What up, world? And welcome to a Better Black America podcast, the number one urban podcast stateside and worldwide. Now, hindsight is 2020. Now, do you think it would have helped Jussie Smollet if he had hired two white guys to pull his stunt? Because Jussie Smollet is clearly the face of what delusional is, clearly the face of misunderstood. Now, one thing, he has to understand that this was not a Hollywood show or some theater, because when he got his conviction and got his sentencing and started saying, "I am not suicidal," that means you're suicidal, brother. I'm sorry. I've seen The Secret many times. Law of attraction is real. I am not suicidal. But we know what you meant if something were to happen to you in there. But you already on record. But we was with you. We was with you. And then you said, "I'm a black man." I said, "Yeah." Then he said, "I'm innocent." I don't know about that, Jussie. I mean, come on, man. And see, this is the difference between a heterosexual black man and a gay black man. And there's no ill wills, whatever. That's our brother. But at the end of the day, we are human and we should be able to have a real conversation of honesty. Because seeing it from the lens of a black man, we saw the tape. We saw the evidence. That tape, everybody saw it. So now this was a grand jury trial and it was all disclosed and quiet and secretive, I understand. But this was a viral situation. The rope that the brother had around his neck wouldn't even work if they really did try to hang him. And it seems like the African brothers, just took the money and did whatever they could do to help him out. But could you imagine if he had really got some real white boys? It may have been a little believable, on a serious note. It may have been a little believable. And I'm sure they would have probably got a real rope, probably had one accessible. And probably would have staged it differently because, not saying they do what they do, but they would have got a kick out of working with this brother, Tax Lee, race bait, and try to get some notoriety and some attention, because all press is good press in the industry. But somehow it went too far. And you see how our political pundits or our political electors got behind it and wanted to pass a anti-lynching bill that should be on the books so far. But right now, why now? Nobody's really getting hung on trees. If you get hung, if you lynch somebody, you go into jail for murder, just like if you pull the trigger. So having a bill that just says, "Oh, we passed an anti-lynching bill," but why is that an issue? But from a political perspective, I can see why they don't even want to vote on it, or if they do, because they would have to acknowledge that this was happening on the federal level. And that's the facts about that. So hindsight is 2020. But when Jussie, why do I call this man Jussie? I believe his name is Jussie Smollet, about that Dave Chappelle. Now, when I see Jussie Smollet, when he said, "I'm a black man," and he added the alphabets behind black man, and that's where he lost the brothers. We was like, "Oh, here you go." Because we was with you, bro, because that really don't matter to nobody but you, man. Like, I've never seen a black man say, "Yeah, I'm a black man and I stand for all heterosexuals." We don't, man, come on. Just fall in, bruh. Just fall in. We need you to be a part of what we got going on. And it's about our race, because there's no difference, in terms of, fornicating or being gay or whatever the situation is. But what I'm saying is the studies show that a gay brother will not have a moral code or moral standard. Now, blame it on Jussie Smollett. Don't blame it on us, because we looking at him not as a black man. We looking at him as a gay man. So does that mean gay men are dishonest? Because we're sitting right here looking at something. This man got yarn around his neck talking about, oh, they was going to hang me. Yarn. Did he know he was filming himself? Or did they get his security camera? He was like, oh, because when the African brothers saw that, they both fell in line like two men would. Yeah, he paid us. Yeah, that's us in the sporting goods store buying this yarn. Yeah, that's us in the sporting goods store. And then they got two brothers talking about had MAGA hats on. And that was some political stuff. And if you do the research, he's associated with the Harris family. And then you see him in the courtroom. None of his brothers showed up. It was all ladies because the brothers know that he's tripping. I'm innocent. Bro, you're not innocent, man. We saw the tape. Now, man, this is the issue. I'm a black man and I stand for black. And then he put them alphabets. And then he said, I'm innocent. Man, come on, Jussie. I am not suicidal. Yes, you are. That's like me saying, going to a close friend or somebody that's dear to me and say, here, come here. I need to talk to you for a second. No, I need to talk to you for a second. Have a seat. No, you cool. You need a glass of water, because I'm about to tell you something. But look, listen, I don't want to hurt your feelings, but that's exactly what I'm about to do. So when he says I'm not suicidal, that means, yeah, you are suicidal and you're trying to go on record. Cool. So if you hang yourself with some yarn in the prison or in the holding tank or in the local jail system, he's not going too far. He's going to be upstairs of the courtroom. And if something were to happen, they're going to have you on tape hanging yourself. But in your mind, don't hurt yourself talking about, oh, I already said it, so now I'm going to hang myself and then I'm going to blame it on them. No, they're just going to look at the tape. So, but my real issue, but point of bringing up that he's gay. He's openly gay, brother. He is. So what I'm saying is the LGBTQ community, you guys going to have to own him because we don't want him anymore. Now, we know he black. But we don't want him anymore because we are on a moral code, really trying to stand up and right the wrongs. Because what the expectation would have been from any male perspective, just looking at it, is when the evidence is there and you see what you see, a man is going to stand up and say, you know what? And probably would have walked out of that courtroom. Your Honor, I apologize. I apologize for trying to bring light on the situation to inflame some racial issues. I got caught up. My storyline was starting to dwindle on Empire. And, I wanted to really, do something. And, it was the dumbest thing I've ever done. I throw myself at the mercy of the court and, I'll pay the fines and, I apologize. And the Honor would have probably said, you know what? Time served. You're going to walk out of this courtroom today, but we're going to keep you on the little provisionary things. But, but that's what you do when you make a boneheaded mistake, when you do something stupid. That was stupid. But to live the lie, to play it out and try to walk out with your fist pumped, that's when it's like, that's where we draw the line. So our reaction to what we're doing, from a moral code, from a better black America, which is a better America for all. So we got to be at our apex, at our best. We got to hold ourselves to a higher standard more than anybody. And when you say black, you represent the race. But when you do that, an openly gay man lying on TV shows that it's not a moral thing for them. For him, I'm not putting, believe me, let me redact that. Let me set the room. A better black America, welcome. So let me set the room. What I'm saying is we see people do things. There are homicides on a daily basis, and Before the Super Bowl, there was a shooting in Inglewood that was over 100 rounds shot, and it was black people. We had to own that. Slim 400 got killed on 7th Avenue. We had to own that. By a brother. We saw the tape. It's like us killing us. We got to do better. So we are reacting to doing better because we know better. And this stuff cannot continue. So what we're doing in the sense of raising the bar as humans. And this is why the word conserve is being hijacked by us. We're taking that word because we want to conserve who we are. We want to preserve, but we want to conserve because we want to cultivate something that was taken from us. The assassin's bullet is very powerful. The killing and the slaying of a movement or resetting the market or resetting the system, that's huge to keep the regime, the old regimes going. And in the case of Jussie Smollet, I'm seeing the parallels where ethnicity don't have a moral code because it's the wild, wild west. I'm doing what I'm going to do to shed light on what I'm doing. And I'm going to stand on it because of the people that believe in me that I've been lying to the whole time. This is a lie that's gone too far. There's no way that rope that you had around your neck, that yarn you had around your neck, would have even sustained your body weight. It would have broke. And then to say it was 2 white people with MAGA hats on, and you hired 2 personal trainers to lie. And when they saw the tape, that's what a man do. Man, that's us. Yeah, that's us. Like First 48. Yep. It was Mike, Tone, Bobby. And then, and then you want the last 4 digits of their social? I mean, you don't turn into a rat. You just turn real. Yeah, that's what happened. And I was expecting him to throw himself out the court, but by him being who he is, he felt like he couldn't humble himself and had to just live the lie for when a black man's expectation would have been, yeah, I messed up. I tried to incite some things. I understand. I see what I've done and I'm accountable. I'm an actor, Your Honor. Just kept it 100. But I'm innocent. Man, we saw the video. We saw all of it. But man, so now listen, A Better Black America podcast, the #1 urban podcast, stateside and worldwide. Now, politics, we're fully engulfed in politics because we understand that there are some things that's going on in the world that's taking all the storylines, that's taking all the attention, and that's taking all the philanthropists, the money. It seems like we didn't go through any wars with George Floyd, but it was like a war with the cities and the Black Lives Matters movement, and then a follow-up with the shutdowns of COVID-19. And there was supposed to be an exodus happening August 20th in 2019, that we basically are stuck in this matrix and we're going to dig ourselves out of it because we're looking at and forecasting and seeing what's going on global and worldwide. Because regime change and nation build is what we're forecasting and what we see the end game between Ukraine and Russia. We see this, and this is a reaction to the Biden administration, reaction to 9/11, the World Trade Center, the towers come tumbling down. Could just look at it and say if America did not have the issue with the World Trade Center, and right now we still have the World Trade Centers up and the global leaders of the United Allies is meeting in the World Trade Centers, see, that's political. It's all